the United States of America, via its military, took a hit into Nigerian territory, which is a complete violation of this document, which you also to protect, which is a complete breach of the United Nations Charter. Mr. President, the only person, President, my name is Senator Abdul Ningi, and I represent Bauchi Central of Bauchi State. My point of order is number 9, privileges and Constitution, Part 2, powers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria under legislative powers. Mr. President, privileges are the right enjoyed by the Senate collectively and by the members of the Senate individually, conferred by Legislative House Privileges Powers Act, Cap 208, Laws of the Federation 1990, other statutes of practice, precedent, usage, and custom. And it goes to say, whenever a matter of privileges arises, it shall be taken up immediately. Mr. President, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria vested its powers, number 1, first and foremost, before the executive, before the judiciary, to the National Assembly. And by your leave, I will read. The legislative powers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria shall be vested in a National Assembly of the Federation, which shall consist of a Senate and House of Representatives. Number 2, the National Assembly shall have powers to make laws for the peace, order, and good government of the Federation or any part thereof, with respect to any matter included in the exclusive list set out in Part 2. Mr. President, sometimes in December, the United States of America, via its military, took a hit into Nigerian territory, which is a complete violation of this document, which you also to protect, which is a complete breach of the United Nations Charter. Mr. President, the only person under this constitution where powers are vested in him to give an order for a hit in any part of Nigeria is, of course, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces. Mr. President, the title of Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces is not ceremonial. It is not a guy thing. It is to give the President such powers to control the armed forces and give them order. Even the President himself cannot and shall not, under this Constitution, ask a foreign power from any part of the country to hit into Nigeria. What the President can do is to ask those military to come into Nigeria and align with their local forces and give them the right to take a hit. Mr. President, if you allow this matter, the executive refused to talk about it, or they say that they were told. The executive acts, but the legislature must talk. In spite of the good intention of the American military, in spite of whatever achievement that the hit made, Mr. President, if we continue to say that the National Assembly that is vested with these powers under Part 4 and will remain mum. Mr. President, this assembly has a core responsibility in governance. This assembly has a core accountability in governance. This assembly is not an appendage of the executive. This assembly is not a department of the executive. And therefore, for every action intended, the leadership of the National Assembly must be taken along. It is not right. This is our second day. We have not heard from the chairman of the National Assembly as regards to this serious matter. If we allow this matter to go on like this, the American government is not the only powerful military on the face of the earth. If we begin to dilly-dally with this, the Russians wanted something and we refuse, they can take a hit because they are very powerful, they can reach us. The United States Army, military, if we deny them their interests, they can take a hit. The Germans, the French, whatever we do, they can take a hit. Therefore, I have two things that I want to lay before I finish this order. First, the President of the Senate and indeed the National Assembly leadership must take a brief from the security agencies as to what happened and why this matter happened. And I hope the leadership will allow the President to hear me. Mr. President, if we allow these things to happen and we pass a law here that is detrimental to any powerful country, the next thing we hear is that President Akpabio has been hijacked and taken to Guantanamo. Or Deputy Senate President Barrow has been taken out of Nigeria by a powerful military. Or even the Senate leader can be taken away by us. The imperative of this is that once there is a breach of our territorial integrity,
very distinguished Senator.
I'm finishing. The nation, the executive must at all times brief the leadership of the National Assembly. As rapacious as Trump is, he always imbibes the leadership of his assembly before and after the act. And Mr. President, I have no knowledge whatsoever whether the National Assembly is taking alone. Lastly, the American government must be told in clear terms that this is a violation of our territorial integrity. Lastly, sir, the President can at any time invite the Americans or any other power into Nigeria and give a directive to take a hit, but it has to be with our local armed forces. It is not right It questions our... Mr. President,
if you can allow me to, because what you have done is you've raised an issue, you have not allowed anybody to contribute, and you have gone ahead to argue your issue, you are debating your issue. No contribution is required, but what you've raised is that your privilege has been breached. I've read the section 9, I understand it, and I was about to let you know that your privilege has not yet been breached. If you can allow me, I can explain. Yesterday, because it's a matter of security, we really should not discuss it in the open. We should have a closed session so that you will be well briefed. But we lost distinguished Senator Akwa on our first sitting, and there was no time to undertake that. So you are very right. Your point of order is noted, and I want to assure you that just like you read on the pages of newspapers that the attack, I'm sure you are referring to what happened in Sokoto, happened with the concurrence and the collaboration of the Nigerian security services. We have also been so brief, but we need to brief you in closed session. We need to brief you in closed session. Security is not something that we speak in the market, but your point of order is noted. Leader of the Senate.